Welcome to PEWI. PEWI is a land use learning tool incorporating the best available science in a fun and easy-to-use design. In PEWI, you are the land use planner for a dynamic 6,000-acre watershed. Put yourself in the shoes of a farmer, a rancher, a forester, a public land manager, or a policymaker. What is important to you in effective land use? What decisions will you make? How will they impact your community? PEWI, or People in Ecosystems Watershed Integration, is an interactive web-based learning tool that explores the relationship between land use decisions, watershed flow patterns, and ecosystem service trade-offs. Ecosystem services are the benefits that your watershed provides for you and your community, including soil health, clean water, wildlife habitat, and crop production. In PEWI, you manage a watershed of your own, from the steep hills at the tributary headwaters to the shallow, slow-draining outlet. When you open PEWI, 15 different land use options are available to you, ranging from annual crops like conventional and conservation corn and soy, to mixed fruits and vegetables, to perennial herbaceous crops, to pasture, to native prairie and wetland, to forests with varying composition and management. The initial land cover of the watershed is set to conventional corn. You can edit this selection by clicking on the icons on the left panel. Scroll over each icon to view the name. There are two tools for editing land use in the PEWI watershed. With the hover paintbrush, you can click and drag to change the land use. With the grid paintbrush, you can change an entire area. To switch the whole watershed to your current selection, double-click on the top left square. To randomize the land use, press R on your keyboard. To undo, press U. PEWI enables you to create a land cover model for 3 consecutive years. Some of the impacts of land use choices vary with weather or previous practices. By playing across multiple years with randomized precipitation, you can experience this variability, just like in the real world. To make changes to a year separately, click on the corresponding year tab. To choose a custom precipitation level, press P. The 3 features on the upper right-hand side illustrate the impacts of your watershed design. The first feature is the Scores tab, which gives an interactive graphical representation of your ecosystem service scores for each year from 0 to 100. Click on an ecosystem service to highlight it. On the right is the average score for each ecosystem service over all 3 years of design. The Maps tab provides a visual overview of soil and water impacts for each year. The top left map is the percent contribution of each subwatershed region to the total nitrate-nitrogen concentration at the outlet of the watershed. The top right map shows the gross erosion for each square in the watershed. The bottom left map shows the phosphorus delivery to surface water. In the Results tab, you'll find numerical results. The first table tells you what percent of the watershed you've devoted to each of the land uses. The second table provides 3 metrics for your numeric ecosystem service scores: the 0 to 100 scale used in the Scores tab, English units, and metric units. Scroll down to see the nitrate, phosphorus, and erosion maps for each year displayed side by side. Not all land uses have the same impacts on all types of land. Information on basic physical features of the PEWI watershed can be used to more effectively strategize your land use placement and optimize ecosystem service outcomes. You can find this information on the Physical Features tab. Click these icons to see color-coded maps of the watershed topography, flood frequency, strategic wetland areas, subwatershed boundaries, and soil drainage properties. You can save your watershed by downloading it to your computer. Upload to continue with your design. PEWI is optimized for desktop and laptop use and is supported by Google Chrome, Firefox, and Internet Explorer. Now go ahead, try it for yourself.